Hello and welcome back, Josh, Sam, and anyone else who's watching, to another episode of something I don't have a name for yet. Soon it will be done. I just haven't yet come up with something good. I was thinking of something like from bank manager to the best manager, but that's shit, so I haven't used it. Shouldn't have even shared it, really. We've been on a bit of a poor run. Not poor, but not as well as expected. We're ninth. We do have a game in hand, in fact 2 games in hand over some teams, so we could be as high as 6th by the time this video ends. I actually told you in the last one that we'd be playing the Viareggio and Chieti games, but I then forgot that until I got to around here and I thought, oh, it's November. I said I would play those games, and by that point I'd already played Provercelli. So we're going to play now Milazzo and Prato, or Prato maybe, I don't know. Milazzo are bottom, Prato are 13th, and their game was pushed back slightly because quite a lot of our players play for the Sammarinese national team, and therefore we have international breaks, whereas most other teams don't. Hence, we are where we are in terms of fixtures. So, yes, we started well. As you remember, the Serie C Cup proved to be a good. In fact, we already beat Prato in that game, in that cup. So yeah, it proved to be a pretty good competition for us. We were doing very well. However, as you'll remember, we then lost 6-3 on the opening day to Alto Adige. We then went on a very mixed run of form. A loss to Ancona, a draw with Pro Patria, a 2-2 draw with Carpi, who are currently top, which is not a bad result. Then things did pick up a little bit, and in fact since then we've only lost once in the league to Teramo. We beat Pergo Crema 3-0, Messina lost in the cup, so we're out of the cup, to Mantova, who were also quite high up in the table. We then had a 5-0 win over Casetana, who were down the bottom. We beat Casale, Viareggio, and Chieti. Chieti are another good team that we beat, and then we just recently beat Provercelli 2-0. Most of these games are involving goals from Salvo De Nicola. We actually had some injuries to Salvo, I think around here. Was it? No, it can't have been because he scored in that one, and in that one, and in that one. So he didn't play in that game, and I don't think he played in that game. Yeah, so he was injured for those 2 and possibly this one as well. And maybe even that one. But anyway, then he did finally make a comeback, scoring twice against Chieti and once against Provercelli. We've also made a couple of extra signings. I'll go through them as we go through this squad to sort of improve on the defensive side of things, which is where I was concerned, and put me in midfield as well, really. So up top we stay the same as Salvo De Nicola and Fabrizio Gigliari. It'll probably be Gigliazza is his name. So defensive-wise, we've just signed a new guy. His name is Vincenzo Ferrari. He's obviously injured for 30 days. Great. But he's an 18-year-old German/Italian centre-back who actually looks really good. So I'm looking forward to him. He's on quite a long contract, so he'll be able to play for us in the division above. We just signed him on a free from Mainz, who are apparently in the 3rd division. We've got Federico Tofani. Is he actually any good? No, so he's just wanted. The other player that we brought in was, I think I'm right in saying that Luca Zani might not have been here when you guys saw me last, and also Flavio Di Marco, who's another good player, both on loan from. Actually, you probably did see those guys. So yeah, they're good. And in midfield, we do have 2 new signings. This guy's going to have to drop out, so we'll put in. Who have we got? Let's put Jacopo Michelotti. So this new guy is this guy here, Ferdinando Bocchetti. He came in from Napoli. It's pretty good. He's playing very well anyway. And the other player that we signed was Felix Ababio, who is from Ghana. It's very good. He comes in on a free from Juventus. So I'm happy with him. He'll at least probably be able to be sold in the next season if he doesn't turn out to be any good, but I think he will do. He's not starting at the moment because we're in good form and I don't want to rock the boat. It's been hard to so we're on a fairly good run, but it has to be said that we do not it doesn't feel like we're on a very good run. Let me put it that way. We have been pretty dreadful throughout most of this. Usually, once we get a couple of goals up, or a goal up at least, we seem to sort of relax a little bit. The morale in the team was just appalling at the beginning. Oh, Zaffarani, Di Siena makes a good save. The morale was terrible, and players at this level, it's all about their sort of attitude, because they're technically no good at all. So if they miss and then they keep missing, well, they're not really going to get very far. If that ball does go in, then you're lucky, and they just sort of, I don't know. It's all about momentum, really. But we are at least technically on some momentum. We're not doing great. We're not doing terribly. Chabanel has scored a couple of goals. We've actually scored a few goals that look like old Lviv or Western or Swindon or Shlonsk goals, down the left, down the wings and crossed into the box. One or two of those goals, mainly because quite a lot of goals in this division seem to just come from mistakes. Very few of them seem to be perfectly worked moves. This would have been nice if Zaffarani had actually been aware, but he wasn't, and so we don't score a goal there. Yeah, there's a lot of slow midfield play, setting up of players like that, and then terrible finishes. I mean, like we should be 1-0 down there, but we also should have scored at the other end. You'd like to think, at least with a player with a little bit of a brain. We might have done, the ball comes in and it's been cleared. Di Nicola now with the ball. He's the only sort of talented player we've really got. Great ball though there. Zaffarani scores. What a ball that was. Was that from Gigliazza? I don't know, but what a ball that was. Whoever played it, absolutely out of character for the team. Yeah, Gigliazza doesn't even bother really to get forward again. Zaffarani finishes with aplomb, and we are 1-0 up. Not bad, considering I was nervous about recording because we've been on a good run, and I just thought usually my videos don't tend to include... Di Nicola goes past two. Oh, what a finish that is. A sensational goal from Di Nicola, and we are 2-0 up against Milazzo, putting us up into 9th there. It seems that other teams are playing today as well, are they? Yeah, they are. So we're not actually making any games up, but we are slowly edging towards a playoff position. If we can win our 2 games in hand, we'll be up there. Bocchetti to Tonio. Tonio, he didn't start well. He was playing really, really badly, but I was confident that, statistically, this is what is frustrating about this league. Statistically, the players are fine. Some of the players that I've brought in are much better. We were expected to come second. Some of the players I've brought in are 3 times... What a finisher in Gigliazza. They're so much better than the players that were here before. And that's what's frustrating about the constant losses. I suppose you could argue that maybe it took a little bit of time to gel them all together, although we did have plenty of pre-season games. But anyway, if that is the case, it's certainly seeming to pay off now, because we are relatively speaking flying. Although everyone keeps saying we're underachieving, and I guess that's probably true considering we're supposed to come second. But we've scored a lot of goals. We've not conceded very many, which is a surprise. It feels like we have. I think we just concede chance after chance. But the standard of the finishing in this division is so poor that maybe we get away with it. But yeah, I suppose we're getting there. I mean, Milazzo, I think you're going down, lads. They've only got 1 point all season. 61 goals in 15 games. Maybe we shouldn't read too much into this, but we are playing very well. The goalkeeper there only appearing to have a passing interest in the game. Doesn't really seem to be paying much attention. You can't suggest that we don't deserve it, but for goodness sake, the play is so dodgy. We also the amount of penalties that are given away in this league for a free kick. So there's been 2 or 3 situations where we've had a free kick here. Okay, an error just popped up about sound in the game. Let's finish this off and then I'll save it straight away because I'm concerned about that. So I was saying that you get a lot of free kicks where it's here, and then the players are all sort of lined up on the edge of the box. The free kick comes in, it bounces wide, and no one even really gets near it. And then we get a penalty because one of their players has pushed someone over in the box. Like, okay, can we stop with that? Like we've conceded goals like that. In the last game, one of the 2 goals that we scored was from a penalty, one in that way. Malandrino, oh my goodness me. And then he fouls as well. What the hell is it? This division is so poor, man. It's so poor. Looks like one of our players might be in pain. Bocchetti. Okay, so let's bring on Jacopo Michelotti, and we'll bring in Ababio because young man in the middle there, Secondo, is a bit tired. Hopefully that will shore things up because it looks like Milazzo are sort of coming into the game a little bit more. Have they? What formation are they playing? 4-4-2. You do get some interesting tactical decisions. Oh, I mean, like they're the worst team in the division. Our goalkeeper doesn't even bother trying. What the hell? I think it's probably positioning is poor there, but Lord above. Anyway, we've made two substitutions, 4-0 up at half-time. We really shouldn't be letting this one go. Violanti. Okay, Zaffarani to Di Marco. He heads over. 72 minutes played. Maybe we can bring on this guy here, Ciarmella. Giliazzi. Di Nicola, oh, good save from De Siena. There's a lot of D and D's, which I think it means of. Zaffarani to Rigoli. Di Nicola plays it off of his man, nicely done. Di Marco to Chabanel. Chabanel fires wide. I'm drinking coffee, which is what the quiet times are. Tognon doesn't put it in there. Or, sorry, does put it in, but it's tackled. Oh, my God. And then Casadei. Casadei. Who's Casadei? Guys, it's Casadei. Violanti, his shot is saved by Oliari, which is nice. Giliazia. Fucking hell, I thought he was going to pass to Zaffarani then, but no. That's what I mean. Like, you get some things like that beautiful ball from Giliazia at the beginning. Giliazza at the beginning of the first half, and then you get stuff like that, which is, and like that, how do you miss a header from there and then injure yourself? I mean, seriously, Malandrino, man. Unbelievable. Okay. Well, a good win, boys. Well done. We got through that. We won it. Di Nicola played very well. They have a cool badge. I don't like our badge. I think it's weird. And as I've made clear way back when I was manager of Western, and I tried to update their badge to reflect the new badge, I have no ability to do that. I don't know how. You can do it. I don't know how to do it. So if anyone who's watching isn't Josh or Sam, and let's be honest, it's only Sam that watches really anyway. If you know how to do that, please drop me a link in the comments down below, because I'd love to update the Western-super-Mare badge. And I'd also, I mean, can that still be their real badge? I mean, it's fucking horrible. Yeah, but I want Sammarinese Calcio. That is their badge. That's a shame. That's a shame. I think you look at our fixtures and current form, each fixture. Can't wait for. Yeah, it was a good goal. He was outstanding today. And Magnoni, yeah, fine. He's fine. He's in fine form. Good. But nevertheless, even though this is their badge and we will be sticking to it for the foreseeable, if anyone does have the know-how of how to actually do that, change it, then please do let me know, because I think it would be fun. I would have liked to have known that when we were playing as Lviv, because I tried to make their kits appear in the game, and it sort of worked for most of them, but even though it had a kit for Lviv, the Lviv kit just didn't show up. So I think it's to do with the indicators, like everything has like a kind of special indicator number, an ID, like a unique ID. And I think it might be that just because of future games, certain clubs don't exist anymore. Maybe they've changed the ID numbers. I'm not really sure. But yeah, as it is, let's just hope. Oh, I need to save it because of that error. In fact, I'm going to save it twice. I'm going to save game San Marino 1, backup, save. We could really do with a Teramo win here over Chieti. In real life, the San Marino team is in Serie D, which is even below Serie C. Oh, the club was founded as Società Sportiva Serenissima. So it's like the Serene Sporting Society. Oh. San Marino Calcio. Yeah, I'm still trying to think of a name for the series. It, of course, will be too late by the time this comes out. I will have decided on one, mainly so that I can put it into a playlist. So you'll already know what it's called, but yeah, because I was about to say, give us a comment, give us an idea of a comment, but actually it's a silly idea, because I'll already have one. Okay, obviously saving as like that makes it a little harder on the poor old machine. Let's just see what we can do. It's very sunny here. We're in the middle of quarantine, and the last few days have just been irritatingly tempting. But we ain't allowed out. Apparently a guy in Krakow got fined something like 12,000 zloty, which is like £3,000 or £4,000 in English money. Let's just go and save it again as just doing it again, because I've been burnt by dodgy errors before. That's what kind of took the wind out of the sails of the German save. Was that I had to replay an entire season because I lost it due to data corruption in the database, and I just absolutely refused to do that again. It really sapped the fun out of that one, and even though I did carry on for a little bit after that, I just couldn't connect. I couldn't connect to the team anymore. So we will be revisiting Germany one day. We're also absolutely going to have an episode where Masha joins us to read all the names of the players for us, because I feel like my pronunciation isn't terrible, but I also feel like my pronunciation is terrible, so you see where I'm coming from. Oh, if you can hear people talking, that's my neighbours. There's a man whistling for a dog out in the street, I believe. In fact, let me just check. It's a man whistling to another lady's dog. The lady is walking with the dog. The man is over his fence whistling at the dog, I assume. And it's all just a bit of fun. It's all just a good bit of good-natured fun. Speaking of good-natured fun, saving screens. Good-natured fun. Can't get hurt by saving screen unless it crashes mid-save. Which I think I had an FM10 save once on my old laptop. The one I had one at uni, Sam will remember, Josh will remember, that you would die if you unplugged the power for more than about 3 minutes. And I was sat up in Sam's room, and I had to run down to my room for something or other, and I like had to run down, and someone stopped me to talk to me on my way down to my room, and my battery died. And I think it was in the middle of saving when it did it, and yeah, I think I lost that save. I'm confident that we're going to win this game. The fans have been brilliant. Salvo is brilliant. We're going to go out there and beat these guys, Prato. They're in pretty good form. We are in excellent form, relatively speaking. And we really need to start pushing on up into those top places now. That there's no real room for error. We have to win. We have to win promotion from this division. It doesn't. The good thing is there's no specific. There is no specific description on how we get promoted. So we could. I mean, playoffs is fine. We'll take playoffs. I don't want to take playoffs because that means that we will have to go in the playoffs. But I would like to win automatic promotion if we can. I think that automatic promotion spots of top 2, right? Yeah, and we are now 2 games behind, so 6 points on to that would be 32. Would it be? Yeah. So potentially we could be up as high as 4th by the end of the time we've caught up with our games, because I think it seems like one of the other games we have to play is this Borgosesia, who are second bottom as well. They look a cool badge. But today, yes, we're going to play Prato. So let's go. The sun is just twinging off the top of my monitor and making it quite hard to see. Okay, so how are we doing team-wise? Everyone seems to be fit, which is very nice. Yeah, in fact, everybody is fit, so there's no need to change anything. Let's just carry straight on then. Gigliazza. Oh my god, we need to change his name. His name is Fabrizio. The trouble is, so many of them are going to be called Fabrizio, or I'm going to call him Fab Gigs, because Gigliazza, Fab Gigs. Fab Gigs, nice. And then Dinicola, I think I can say that. Let's go then. It looks like our midfielder Secondo is about to break, or is very close to breaking, our all-time appearance record, which I think is something ludicrously low. So we'll see. We're not a team with... Oh, go on, Fab Gigs. Fab Gigs. Secondo. Oh, Conversa makes a good save. Great play by Fab Gigs. Aprea to Tognon. Pisano. Di Marco clears. Zaffarani attempts to clear. Lamanna to Kiki. Or Kiki? I don't know. The Italians don't really have a C sound. They have a K, I think. This is why we need Masha here. Di Nicola loses out. Kiki has the ball again. Or it might be Kichi. Adami, man, what a terrible finish that is. Although they are looking a little bit more dangerous than the guys that we beat last time. Secondo's ball comes in. Oh, Zani's header. What on earth is the goalkeeper doing? Zani's header goes wide. Secondo puts the ball in the middle. Scarpellini clears. Colombini is surely fouled by Adami. He does. Kiki. There's also a lot of red cards. We've had 2 or 3. Other teams have had many red cards against us. There was a 4-0 win, I think, against one of the divisional rivals, like one of the sort of better teams in the division, and that was entirely, all those goals came after they had gone down to 10 men. So yeah, we're a great team. Fab Gigs, oh, Conversa. The way that 2 players sort of ran across in there, I was convinced we were going to win a penalty, just based on the style of play that everyone else does. Secondo's ball in. Zani, Scarpellini clears. Secondo again. Secondo back into Chabanel. Chabanel takes an age to turn around and then fouls the man. Oh no, Scarpellini fouls. Seems improbable that he would be able to from that angle, but whatever. Secondo's ball's going to come in now. Here it comes. Oh, Conoclioli clears. Zaffarani out to Secondo again. His header into Lamanna gets nowhere. Secondo to Zaffarani to Di Marco. Zaffarani, Secondo. Fab Gigs. Oh, Conversa makes a good save. This is almost a interesting game. Almost. It's a little bit equal. The players, I mean, if they were just better. Chabanel to Fab Gigs. Fab Gigs back to Bocchetti. Chabanel. Secondo, huge ball forward. Chabanel wins it. Can he try and get the cross in? No, he gives it to Tognon. To Secondo, who shoots well over the bar. But we like that is like a pound shop version of the sort of move that we would have enjoyed in Lviv. Fab Gigs puts the ball brilliantly forward to Zaffarani, but Conversa comes out quickly. He didn't come out that quickly. Zaffarani just didn't go forwards. Bellerini with a strange crossfield ball, but falls to Fab Gigs. Fab Gigs, Fab Gigs puts it wide. Oh dear, Lucasani, and he's going to get sent off. You can just feel it. No, he gets a yellow. Okay, fair enough. He got a yellow. 0-0. Although there's also, so I mean, I keep saying basically complaining, but there's also just a lot of goals from free kicks. It seems that the goalkeeping in this division is dreadful, and I mean, I say it seems, we know it is. Di Marco, tackled by Conocioli. Yeah, so a lot of players score. Like we've in fact, I think it was Secondo scores quite a lot of free kicks from about 30 yards out. By quite a lot, I mean I think he's scored 2, but that's still relatively quite a lot. There's a lot more to come. Considering we almost never scored free kicks with Lviv, and we actually had talented players then, it is a little bit of a surprise that we do it so much here, but it's entirely down to the goalkeeping skill, I think. Secondo now to the back post. Di Marco heads in, and it's 1-0 to San Marino. His first ever senior goal for Di Marco. He's the centre back, right? It's hard to pay much attention. Di Marco heads in, beautiful stuff. He's number 4. One would suspect he's a centre back. Yes, good. 54 minutes gone. We are taking a crucial lead in this game. Oh, Secondo's ball, and the ball falls to Oliari. Bocchetti seems to have been hurt. Can we maybe... let's just see what goes on here. Fab Giggs back to Tonyon. The ball comes in. Di Nicola. Fuck. He just needed to touch it home. Luckily, he was offside anyway. We're going to have to bring it on Michelotti. And I think we might... Well, we'll leave Secondo for a little while longer. I think he can probably last another 5 minutes. But we'll replace him too. Making tactical changes. Here he comes, Bocchetti. Coming off, got himself hurt. Aprea, they've made a change too. 68 minutes. I think now is the time to bring off Secondo. And do we have someone to come on for... We don't have a right midfielder on the pitch. Although we technically do. This guy's right-footed, Ciarmella. So we'll see. I mean, we are playing 2 games in a week. We are professional, so there's no reason that this shouldn't be sort of too much for their fitness, which it sometimes is in the Blue Square South or whatever. That said, I think some of these players probably wouldn't even get games in the Blue Square South. For God's sake, Fab Giggs goes down. Streliolotto plays the ball towards Sarcinella. Oh, he wins it. Kiki scores, or Chiki, or Kichi, or I don't know. 1-1. That's a shame. Terrible ball from Tonyon. Sets them up for that, really. Was it a ball, or did he just not? No, it wasn't a ball. He just a bad attempt at a tackle. Really should have just humped it clear. I'd have preferred that. We do have the ball though now. Zaffarani to Colombini. Colombini to Ababio, sorry. His shot blocked. Michelotti to Ciarmella. And it's gone out for a corner. Do we have another substitution? No, we don't. Okay. Zaffarani puts the ball in. Di Marco misses out. And it's not... It's good because we've now got a chance and maybe we'll score from it. Colombini puts it in. Of course we won't because the ball's terrible. And now they clear. And of course now they're probably going to score. Kichi. Oh, Di Marco, what are you doing? But it's no fun. Like, I find it much less fun to lose or to win because everyone is making mistakes constantly. Like, this is, I mean, really, there should be no... What the hell? Yeah, really, it's just so poor. And it's no fun. It's much more fun or, sort of easier to take if the other team is just better than you. Like when we lost to Real Madrid in the semi-final of the Champions League with Lviv in our last season, you kind of got to put your hands up and say, well, they were clearly the better team. Particularly in the first half, they dominated us. The second half, we did okay. Second leg, we did okay. But here, like, you can't really argue that they've been better than us, but at the same time, can you really argue that we've been better than them? Like, every game should just be a draw in this division because it just feels... And that's what makes it frustrating. Like, I mean, we have clearly been better than them, but we haven't also looked... Have we looked that dominant? No, not really. I don't think, anyway. Maybe I'm just being overly critical. And I think I'm still struggling to adjust to the new reality. It does remind me a bit of the early seasons with... Western Supermare, where it just felt like, oh, you just finish it, brother. it just felt like you can't really do much off the bench. You know, like you've got your first 11, that's all you can afford, and then you've got a series of hangers on who just who come on, they fill a gap, but basically you have to be 2 or 3 up by the time you start making substitutions, otherwise nothing's really going to change. And that seems to have been what the case is here. And I get very much the same vibe off of San Marino in general. It's all over. And see, even in a game where we dominated statistically, their player was the one that should, that they said should have... could have contributed more. That's annoying, but it's not so bad. If we win, we'll probably be in 6th because who we play? Oh, but that game is against Mantova. Is it? Okay, apparently. Anyway, yeah. Well, actually, it might not be, to be honest with you. It might just be that some other team has played more games. Yeah, well, there we go. A mixed bag, a quite comfortable win, and then a slightly frustrating draw against Preto. Not conceded very many goals still, which is good in my opinion. Yeah, let's attend the press conference. Yeah, I'd love to add him on a permanent basis. Yes, he is good. Yeah, he's the player that... Anyway, it doesn't matter. Right, so that's the end of that one then. We'll be back. How many games? So we've got what? That many games left. Can I see how many that is? No. We'll probably be back, let's say, there, Casale. So sometime in February we'll be back. And then we'll be back at the end of the season, depending on what happens. So, okay, I'll see you guys in the next one, and have a good one. I'll have a title by then. Bye.